Hello everyone and welcome to our pre-Rosh Hashanah message from all of us here at Norris Lee. Great to have you with us. We have decided to send out a short clip of Shema Kolenu and dissect it into its individual pasukim, into its sentences, and just perhaps explain a little bit more about this beautiful tefillah, beginning with the words Shema Kolenu, hear our voice. What does that mean, hear our voice? What happens if you don't have a great voice? Shema Kolenu Hashem Elokeinu, chus v'rachem aleinu. Have pity on us, v'kabel barachamim u'barotzen es tefilloseinu, and receive with mercy our tefillot, our prayers. Thinking about it this morning in Slichot, I thought it would be a better idea to have the pasuk inverted and perhaps do it the other way around.
I'll speak to the people up there.
You tell them that it should be, at the beginning we should ask God, receive our tefillot, kabel barachamim uvratzon et tefillatenu, and then at the second part of the pasuk should say Shema Kolenu, hear our voices. Why is it that we are supposed to, why are we asking Hashem to hear our voice, hear our tone before our actual prayers? And perhaps there's a wonderful message here, and that is, sadly, believe it or not, there are more Jews that exist today in the world that don't know how to pray or that don't know how to read Hebrew than actually do. And so this might be a wonderful message that God hears the tone of our voices. He hears the intonation that we utter. He hears the sounds that are coming through our throats and coming through our voices, and those can be even more powerful than the words and the prayers themselves. Of course, if you do know how to read, and we can read the Machzor and we can read our tefillot, these are formulated, parts of them are from the Torah itself, but parts formulated by our great sages, so they are formulated for our best, and beautiful words they are. But an important message perhaps to understand that in a tone and in an inflection and in a wonderful intonation, we can supplicate to Hashem perhaps even more than tefillot. So a wonderful idea.
Yeah, it reminds me of a story I just recently read about Rabbi Yitzchak Meroditcha, famous story possibly, where he was looking for somebody who would have the right intent, right tone that you're talking about to blow the shofar. So he went to all his students and he said, okay, tell me, what are you going to think about when you blow the shofar? And his intellectual students said, we're very, very well versed in Kabbalah, and we're going to think about the esoteric, high, lofty, about godliness and spirituality, and we're going to blow the shofar with all this intent. And he's like, okay, that's interesting. And what about you? He turned to the next student, and the student said, I'm not so well versed in Kabbalah, but I do know that I have 3 daughters to marry, and I really am going to pray to God and have, really ask Him, because I don't have all the capabilities to be able to marry them, so I'm going to ask Him for real help to be able to do that. And so that's what's going to be my focus. And the rabbi said, okay, I'll go with you. Because he knew, even though it was a simple ask, he knew that he's going to have the right intentions, the right call to God. And I think that's what's really about when we talk about Shema Kolenu, hear our voice. We really want to make sure that he does hear that voice. And I think, Malki, you talked about the Yiratzon, right?
Yes, it says Yir L'Ratzon in Rufi, that the words of your mouth should be the words of your mouth should be accepted by Hashem. So that means that you can say it in whatever language you want. Hashem understands English, speak English, say what you want, what you feel. Like you're saying, if you've got kids to marry off, you talk about your own family, about your loved ones, the wider community, all the Jewish people. Say it from your heart. Obviously, also, if you can, speak down from the matzah as well, but add in your supplication.
I couldn't actually did say English, not Geordie.
Yes. I think he mainly understands English accents. So
God does speak English, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. But sometimes people say, oh, you haven't got an accent. But when you're feeling a bit angry or anxious about something, suddenly you revert to the accent you had as a kid. But that shows it's coming from the heart. And that's really what you were saying, Malcolm. You said speak in English, because when you speak to Hashem, it's prayer is the service of the heart. But there are times even when our mouth cannot even articulate what we're feeling. We just can't express our feelings, whether to our loved ones, to our family, sometimes even harder to our family, but even to God as well. But you know what? We also add to that prayer, Malcolm, you said, you wrote an Imre Fi, right? The words of our mouth, but then we say the Hegyon Libi, the meditation, the thoughts, Libi of my heart. And even that should find favour in Hashem's eyes, because sometimes we just can't express our feelings. But Hashem knows our inner feelings. So wherever you are this year, during the high holidays, whether you're in shul or at home, you have an appropriate place where you find and you close your eyes, just stop, think, and just make that connection. You'll feel amazing. You'll feel that connection, a relationship between us and God. And Hashem knows what we're feeling. And Hashem, we might not be able to express our feelings, but Hashem will turn that into prayers, and please God, Hashem will answer our prayers, and we'll all have a better year. I think we need a better year. What do you think?
We hope so. We do hope so. And I'd like to talk about the verse which probably is the most appropriate to us today in these early times, which is Hashivenu Hashem Alecha v'nashuva chadesh yameinu k'kedem. Return us to you, O God, and bring back the good old days. Bring back the days when, in our case, there were myriads of people singing with gusto, there was a feeling of community, everyone was happy to see each other, embracing each other.
Sitting closely.
Oh no, you're my family, so that's okay. Communal feeling, having our families together. This is all things which we're going to miss this year. But I think the most amazing attribute that we do have as a nation is the ability to triumph. We are told that Yosef, was taken out of prison on Rosh Hashanah, and on that day he went from being a lowly prisoner to the viceroy of Egypt, the most powerful man in Egypt. And that, I think, is our message to you today. That if we believe in God and if we believe in the divine, then anything can change at any moment. And therefore, as we come into Rosh Hashanah, yes, we have to make it as meaningful as possible. Wherever you are, take the machzah, pour out your heart. But we have to believe that we will triumph, we will grow, and we will have a beautiful and meaningful year ahead, and a meaningful Rosh Hashanah, and that this year will be the end of sorrow and bring only blessing and good things.
Amen.
Nothing like a bit of positivity.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And, and we have to, although we did have, very tough, difficult times, especially the past 6 months, and we might have felt that God wasn't around, right? And we were actually saying, Al tashlicheni b'fanecha, right? Do not cast me away. It's really about perception, right? We think that God is not there. We think that He's not there. He left us. Where did He go? How come we can't see Him? But He's our Father. Just like a teenager, sometimes you tell your parent, "Oh, you don't care about me. Where are you? How come you?"
Well, thanks for getting to that stage soon.
Yeah. Good luck. But they know. At the end of the day, they need to know, just like we need to know, that a parent never leaves their child. Will never cast away their child. They will always be there, and God is here. And that's what we always have to recognize. Remember that, and turn to Him, and know that He will always be there for us. We just have to turn to Him and have a better perception. Remember that He's here.
And I think as well, when we say the Al Tashlechenu Le'ezikna, don't leave me when we're at the age of seniority, I think as a community we've been doing our very best to be there for those who are a little more vulnerable in our community. We know that not everybody is able to be in shul this year, and we are with you. Our thoughts and prayers are with you on a regular year. It's hard sometimes as clergy. We're running around from one service to another service, and this year we've got multiple services. Yasher Koach to the Rabbinic team for doing services back to
I
back.
can't wait to hear your chakras.
Oh,
This is going to be a highlight for me.
well, thank you for recording some of the pieces
Yeah.
for me.
If the rabbi's doing shabbos, are you going to do the sermon?
I'm going to do the sermon.
I love that. Wouldn't we all?
So here's the thing. Sometimes when we look around the congregation, you are our master. We can't necessarily be always focused on our own prayers, because we look to you and we say, well, this person has this piece of anxiety in their life, this person is suffering, and you become our master. But you're not always, all of you are not going to be there this year. But we want to encourage you, please do let us know. If there are things that you're struggling with, let us know in advance. We will think of you in our prayers in shul. We'll be there davening alongside you. Maybe not physically, but certainly psychologically, mentally, we will be there with you. And so, on behalf of the Rabbinic team and the University family, we wish you Shana Tova, healthy, happy, and sweet New Year. May this year be so much better in every aspect than we've seen over the last year.
Shana Tova from all of us. Looking forward to seeing you at some point very long, whether it's here in Shul or on the streets. Shana Tova to all. Make it amazing.
Yep.